Hello everyone, my name is PC and welcome to yet another episode of Monday Tsene with Welllife Inc. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about unemployment and youth. Well, we know that unemployment for some time in South Africa, it has been a problem owing to lack of job opportunities and the economic strain that we have been under, that other companies would find that they're retrenching and people are losing jobs. And we all know that this can be a very difficult thing to undergo because in your 20s or 30s, that's where, as an individual, you are supposed to be establishing your life, starting your life. For those who want to get married, getting married, having kids, and just supporting or living a life. And we all know that all of these things require that you as an individual, you need to have money. But if there is no job, how are you supposed to get money? And therefore, how are you supposed to have a life? So, because in essence, we all need money to survive. And we know that if there is no source of income, you can't support your family, you can't support yourself, let alone, start a life. You can't acquire things like house, a car, or anything that you as yourself, you deem to be very important to you, because in essence, it needs money. So if there's no source of income, this can leave you very frustrated, very disappointed, feeling like, why am I not like the other people, especially nowadays, because social media, when you scroll, you are able to see who has done what, who has bought a house, who has bought this nice car. And when you think about it, you're like, but hold on, I have graduated with this individual. We're in the same class. Hold on, I grew up with this individual. But why is it that they seem to be far ahead of me in terms of all these assets, or in terms of the kind of life that they are living, and I'm not having that kind of life? Simply because of, unfortunately, there's no money. So this thing can also cause you as an individual to have some low self-esteem, question who you are as an individual, what your purpose is in life, and basically throw you into a very dark space where now everything is just so gloomy, where you don't know who you are, where you don't know the vision that you have in terms of your career, or in terms of your financial goal that you have. Like it just throws you off basically, and you question everything around you. And so when you are in that space, you can even isolate yourself. And when you isolate yourself, then that's where now everything just becomes too much. And so when an individual is in that environment, what do they do? Or when they're in that position, what do you do? Where do you go to for help? Who do you talk to? How do you get out of that dark space? Because at that moment, you have applied for a job. You have, told people that, no, listen, if you're here for something, please let me know. You have applied for, these government initiative posts, but nothing is happening. And you just feel like, what is going on? So when you find yourself in that place, I think one of the things that can help you is to find or identify an individual or an outlet, basically. And an outlet can be in the form of a person, a partner, a priest, a friend, a confidant, whoever that you basically feel comfortable with, to let out your emotions, to let out your frustrations on how, the situation is frustrating you, that you're applying or you're trying to start a business, you're getting rejections, you're getting no's, and you just basically feel stuck. Find an outlet. It can be an individual. For those who are writers, you can keep a journal where you create a safe space for you, where you can be vulnerable, and you just jot down your feelings and your thoughts with regard to a situation. The main aim here is for you to establish an outlet to allow whatever feelings that is going or that are going on inside of you, an outlet to get out. So find an individual or find somebody to help you to work throughout these feelings and journal. Another thing that I spoke about also was applying. Applying can be tiring at times, especially when you have applied for so long and applied to so many places that you haven't received any feedback, or if you go for an interview, it looks promising, but then they regret you and tell you that we have chosen another candidate. It can just, tire you. So when you are in that space where you've applied for so long, I can suggest that take a breather, take some time out to reflect and just gather, your thoughts or your strength, because at the end of the day, you have to get back in the game. You can't allow yourself to be in that position. So take a breather and volunteer as well. I think at times we do overlook volunteering, but volunteering, it can be at a local community organization, maybe communities for the vulnerable, like let's say orphanages or homes where there's vulnerable women, homes where there's people living with disabilities or whatever, basically a place where you think if you went there, you can implement your skills. So it can be in that kind of setup, or it can be in a setup where, let's say, if you have studied law, you go to a law firm where you ask to volunteer, maybe help them with admin and stuff like that. So what volunteering does is that it at times puts you in a radar of opportunities. That's where sometimes where when you are there, you meet somebody who knows somebody who can help you get in somewhere. I remember one of the jobs that I got was because of I was volunteering at a previous center, and I happened to be at the right place at the right time, and I dropped in my CV at the place X, and then at place X, I told them, listen, you know what, I'm currently volunteering, but if you need somebody, please let me know. And granted, after a few weeks, they called me and said, hey, you know what, please come in. There's a position that opened up. I didn't even need to go for an interview simply because of I was volunteering at this place that became a link between me and place X. So I think volunteering also can help you, and it helps you to keep busy as well, instead of being on your phone the whole day looking at who's going to Dubai, looking at who is riding the latest, I think it's a GLA, and stressing yourself that, oh, other people are doing 1, 2, 3. So I think it helps you to put your time into good use. And if you're also volunteering in places like, let's say, a soup kitchen, I think it makes you to feel like you are contributing something positive into the world. And it makes you feel like you are making a difference in somebody's life. And we all know if you manage to put a smile on somebody's face without getting money in return, it does have that sense of fulfillment in you, and it does make you feel like I have contributed something positive. So I think volunteering helps with that. Another thing is, nowadays you can start a small business in the blink of an eye, like a side hustle. And we know also, because of the high economy, we also, people who have jobs, you need more than one job to sustain or maintain or grow your lifestyle. So most people tend to now start small businesses. So look at what interests you and see if you can monetize it. If it's say you have an interest in fashion, for example, make sure other people, they do what we call order with me type of thing, where now you place orders with me, let's say on Shein, and then the person who's ordering or who has created the business becomes somehow they gain money. So something like that. You just basically look at your interest and monetize it. Makeup, nails, selling. There's, our brothers in town who snap pictures and then they get money for that, something like that. So look for something that you like and then monetize it. The other thing is draw inspiration and strength for people that you look up to. If it's Steve Jobs that you look up to, look and read up on Steve Jobs' journey. If it's people like Mamuketi, I really like her. Shout out, I really do. But if it's people like that, draw inspiration from them. And you'll soon realize that their journey also was nothing short of struggles. It was nothing short of failures. It was nothing short of rejection. But they made sure that after the struggles, after the rejection, they did not allow that to actually define who they are. They did not allow that to define the stories. They did not allow that to dictate who they end up becoming in life. So don't think that your struggle or your rejection or your disappointment is something peculiar or something that has not happened. No, it happens. It is part of life. But once it happens or when it happens, we don't dwell there. We allow ourselves to be in the space. We allow ourselves to take a breather. We allow ourselves to be in our feelings. But when we're good, when we have recuperated, we need to stand up and now dream again. We need to stand up and remember the vision that we had. Because when lack of income strikes, it means that you have nothing, right? It means that, when I mean that you have nothing, I mean like a lot of your things are on hold. Sometimes getting basic necessities like a soap to bath and things like that, they become on hold. But that should not allow you to say, this is where my story ends. That's not where your story ends. That is part of your story. And you realize that when you don't give up on the dream that you have that will allow you to get out of the situation, you'll soon realize that, hold on, actually, I'm not the only one. And actually, probably this were the reasons why I was going through 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. So as my last point, I would say that don't allow yourself to forget your dream. Don't allow yourself to give up on the dream that you had or that you have. Don't forget the vision that you have and believe in that vision again. And when you believe in that vision again, speak that vision, because when you believe it, when you speak it, it has a tendency to now come to life and things aligning itself when you mix it with faith as well. So allow yourself to dream again. Allow yourself to believe, to speak it, and to behave like it. And in just a matter of time, that phone call that you've been waiting for, you will get. That email that you've been waiting for, you will get. That breakthrough that you've been waiting for, you will get. So remember, rejection, failure, it's not the end of your story, but it is only just a fraction or a part of your story. So with that, I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.